This is Jamar Perkins on WHOP here for an interview with Hopkinsville High School tennis players Ella Lester and Allie Ford. How are we doing, ladies?
Great. Just excited to be here and have this interview. It's our first time with WHOP, so I'm excited.
Well, I am glad you guys got to be here. So, playing tennis, this has been how many years since for high? Because you guys play in 8th grade, if I'm correct.
We started playing doubles together in 7th grade.
Wow.
And so this is year 6 for us.
Year 6. Okay, so I want to ask, when did you guys both start playing tennis?
So I started taking lessons like in kindergarten, but not really seriously playing until like 6th grade when I could play exhibition matches for Hoptown.
So as far as kindergarten, was that a parent thing? Did you have a parent that plays tennis, or what made you get involved with the sport?
Well, my mom played, so I actually take lessons from the same guy that my mom did.
Wow.
Like 20 years ago. So it's kind of a full circle moment there.
All right, what about you, Allie?
My family's always been a tennis family, but I didn't really start playing until summer of 6th grade. Started taking lessons with the same guy that Ella takes lessons from, and then since then it's just grown from there.
And I was going to ask about that too. Looking at your guys' records in local, it seems you guys are probably the top players in the area. How is it, as far as training and that experience goes, as far as summers, or what's the schedule like outside of just what you guys do at school?
So we take weekly lessons usually, and then recently we've been playing with a lot of men in town. We had a lot of seniors that left last year, some of our close friends that we would play with, so we've been playing with some older men, and that's definitely helped us, and I hope to continue doing that.
Okay. Now, are we beating these older men every once in a while too, or how does that normally work out?
Last night we did. We had a good match with a couple of men. We played Spencer Powell. He's a senior, and then we played another man. And it's fun to play with the men because they're really competitive and they're strong. So it's fun.
So 6 years playing together is what you said. So how has that been? Tell me that experience playing together. How has it been for you, Allie?
It's honestly just been probably the greatest experience of through high school and school and just my teen years. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Just playing with your best friend, you don't really get to experience that. I don't think a lot of people get to, and just being able to experience the wins and losses and just everything in between with Ella just has been something that I'll always be grateful for.
Now, she just went real heartfelt, Ella. You got to back that up. How has it been playing with Allie these past years?
It's been great. I mean, we're best friends on and off the court. We always know each other's move on the court, and then, we know how to console each other. Nothing's ever too tense because we're it happens, bad shots. But, I don't know. It's been great. I wouldn't trade it for the world either.
And you talk about that, too. I mean, you play so long, you think the chemistry would be there. So how is that, from since you guys first started playing with each other to now, maybe knowing exactly where your partner's going to be for a shot, or how does that work with the chemistry?
Communication is, of course, one of the most important things in tennis, and with Elle and I playing so long together that there are times whenever you need to switch, and then I just already know that, Ella's going to switch right now, so I'm going to switch too, and then we don't even have to look back and tell each other. It just happens seamlessly.
She'll be like, I'm already there, and I'll be like, you got me.
And so as far as seniors this year, what has that been like? You guys have been playing since you were young with, older players. Now you guys are the older players. I'm assuming probably the captains of the team. How is that as far as leading, trying to keep the Hoptown tennis going as far as girls tennis? How's that?
Well, it's like a full circle moment because we've grown up playing with these girls in our region, and McCracken, we grew up going to their clinics and everything, and then we played them the other week. We used to look up to that team, or we still do. They're a great team, and we finally beat them the other day, and it was kind of wow, this is what we've been working for 6 years or whatever. But I don't know, we love the sport.
Yeah, it's definitely just a bittersweet moment. I remember being a freshman and looking up at the seniors and just being wow, that's crazy. They're so good and stuff. And then that's kind of helped me and shaped me into how I want to treat the rest of my team too.
As far as regionals coming up Monday, how do you guys feel about that? I know we kind of talked about it before we went on air. So you saw saying excited. How is that?
I'm super excited. Hopefully we can get a three-peat. We're really excited. It's at Henderson. We love playing at Henderson. It's beautiful on the river. We just hope the weather's good.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I didn't think about that before. It has been some weird
It has. The weather
going
has
on.
not been very
And
good.
is there a backup plan if it does rain? Is it like an indoor where y'all can move, or do you know if they're just going to change the day, or how does that work?
Probably just
Well,
change the day.
There's I think it's 2 or 3 weeks that you can have your region. And so the first day that you can have it is Saturday. And it was scheduled for Saturday, then they rescheduled it because of the rain. So I guess if it gets rained out, they just keep pushing it back farther and farther.
Yeah, you're right. I hope we can play on Monday then. So take me back to last year. So made it to the round of 16 in state. How was that, making it that far, of course, too, but obviously I'm sure you guys are maybe hungry for more, want to go even farther this year. What has that been like?
Going at state is just an entirely different level of players, especially within our region. It's just an entirely different experience. It was so exciting to make it to the Sweet 16 last year. We played a great team. They beat us, and they eventually lost to the state winners. But this year I feel like we can make it farther if we just keep playing every day and playing against people that are better than us, and that's how one grows. So,
yeah, I think it's important. Last year we were a 9 seed in the state tournament, so hopefully we can get a good seed this year and get a good draw. We almost lost our first round last year. We were close, and then we played Henderson our second round, and then, the third round played these amazing players. So.
And as far as, I know it kind of talked about state, is there anything like on the court or maybe just, as far as how far you guys can get, goals that were set? Is that something that you guys kind of did for yourself? Like, by the end of my senior year, I want this, or is that something that maybe happened for you guys?
I think a goal that we always had was make it to the Sweet 16, make it to the second day. That's something that no one had done in our school in years. So I think, again, that's another goal that we're setting for ourselves this year, make it to the second day. And if we can continue to make it farther, that'd just be even better.
Yeah.
So,
in region, we always set, how many games, we're going to allow people to get off of us. Last year, I think we let people get 3 games off of us, and maybe this year we'll aim for 2 or something like that. Always try to be better.
Now, this might require a little bit of thinking, but I did want to make sure to ask, as far as it's been 4 years now, we still have moments to make, but is there something that comes to mind when I ask you the most memorable moment playing for Hopkinsville? Is there a game? Is there a certain win, or how was that? I know you just talked about beating the girls from McCracken. I'm sure that was special, but
no, that's honestly mine. It was just because we look up for them. We were like, oh my gosh, these girls are amazing. They're so good. Hit the ball so hard. And I think we just concentrated. We're on our A game in the end. We were like, oh my gosh, we did it. We beat McCracken, huge mega school. And we were I just think we were really proud of ourselves. And that was an amazing feeling, and it was our last ever away match before region, so it's kind of it was sad, but it was very happy.
Allie?
I think that's definitely our greatest win ever. And then as for memorable, I think state last year was really memorable, making it to that second day. Going into the second day knowing it was going to be a tough match, but just knowing that Ella was going to be there with me, and it was going to be fine either way.
Okay, so Monday, that's where I believe you're playing a duo from Madisonville, North Hopkins. Are we familiar with these people we're playing on Monday, or?
I didn't even know that was the team I'm playing.
Well,
not
we
even
saw
gonna lie.
the names. The bracket isn't. We've seen the bracket, but we didn't really recognize the names. But we have played Madisonville, North Hopkins, and been successful there. So.
Okay, and so. As far as I know, you talked about communication, that being important, but you talked about making the Sweet 16. That's something that you guys have done. What's it a step further, or what is mentally, what is going to be needed for you guys to make it big this year?
I think just continuing to play every day. That's something that I need to do better, certainly, is just continuing to play and push yourself harder, and playing people that are better than you is definitely the thing that we need to do if we want to go farther.
And, I know I'm bad about this. I'll concentrate on the last point, wow, I really overhit that ball. But just moving on, every point's the next, a new one. Don't think about the rest. Just, especially when we're playing those really good players, and be oh, let's play to their weaknesses and not just play defense.
All right, my very last question for the both of you. To the young players coming up, maybe that see Ella Lester and Allie Fort dominating and say, well, I want to play tennis. What is some advice you'd give to those younger players starting?
I think just believe in yourself and know that you can achieve what you want. Since 7th grade, I've always wanted to win region, and I've achieved that multiple times with Ella. So just confidence is key, and then that'll reach your goals for sure.
all of that. And I also say just have fun. Like, yes, it's good to win, but just have fun out there. Like, nothing's that serious. Like, but also, you know, work hard. Like, you have to put in the work to see progress.
All right. Thank you two so much for your time.
Thank
Once
you.
again,
Yes,
thank
Hopkinsville
you.
High School's Ella Lester and Allie Fort getting ready to go to the region and hopefully much more. It's been Jamar Perkins here with the WHOP interview.